What's up? What's up, y'all? It is another Friday, and I am back with another hot topic. Um, First and foremost, I want to thank you all that have been showing me so much support, the ones that's been tuning in. A special thanks to all my guests because y'all definitely add value to the platform. And I was just looking back over the videos tonight. I was like, oh, this is the 18th episode and we have already excelled my first goal, which was to get my first 100 subscribers. I'm currently at 112. So once we reach 200, then I will be giving away another cash giveaway to a lucky viewer. Tonight, um, the topic is business or boundaries. And I'll be discussing the real risk of mixing business with pleasure. Some people think that, hey, mixing business with pleasure is a benefit. Others may think it's a liability. So I definitely welcome you all to chime in with your views and your perspectives. Maybe if you have experience with this, if you ever dated somebody that you worked with, worked for, dated someone that worked for you, how did that turn out? I would love to hear it because, there's different outcomes for different situations. So, just wanted to let you guys know first and foremost that, this episode is a little bit different and I'm going to be mixing it up a little bit just to bring different views and different topics to the audience, to the viewers. If you would like to be a guest, then all you have to do is send me either a DM if we're connected on social media, or you can email me at jointheroundtable.info@gmail.com and we can discuss a topic and get you up here. So tonight, I do want to open it up to anyone that's watching. If you want to come on and join me tonight for a couple minutes and chime in on the conversation, you're definitely welcome to do that. So y'all know how I do. I come with questions that I usually ask the guests, but tonight these questions are for me and for you as the viewer. And I want to be discussing again the benefits or the liabilities of mixing business with pleasure. So first off, if you're watching, I'm going to need for you to share this live. Make sure you hit subscribe because, again, every time I get to another 100 viewers, I'm going to be giving away cash. And if you are subscribed, then you could qualify for that cash drawing. If y'all see me looking away, I'm trying to look at the camera as well as my questions and comments that's going on over here, okay? If you're watching, shout out where you're watching from so I can shout you out. And make sure that you're sharing and subscribing to my channel so you don't miss any topics that I'll be discussing. So, first question, let's start with this. Where should the line be drawn between professional relationships and personal friendships in business? Me personally, I feel like that it does matter in what type of industry you work. I have been an entrepreneur for quite some years now, but I have also worked traditional jobs. So I feel like it's a individual thing. I've had relationships with people that I've been not in business with, but I dated a manager before. Okay, so and I won't tell you where I was working at or anything like that. I don't want to put nobody on blast. Hey, Tishala. So this was a long, long time ago. Before I got into entrepreneurship, I was an employee and he was a manager. And of course, it wasn't allowed. And if you worked in jobs, you know that a lot of times those types of relationships are prohibited. Okay. And yeah, we had to keep it on the low. But it was fun. I was young. And I was like, okay, I feel like we're sneaking around, but not because he was married or anything like that, but because he's risking his job. I was risking my job too, but he was a manager. So it's like we dated for a couple years and it was great. Job never found out. It didn't cause any friction for us. I still went to work. He was my manager at work, but outside of work, he was my man. It worked for us. He didn't lose his job, and neither did I. You know, we both ended up quitting at different times, and it had nothing to do with the relationship. Um, but I will say that in all actuality, it was risky. So that relationship was a liability at the end of the day. Even though it was fun for us and it worked out, it don't work like that for everybody. So, um, back to the question. Where should the line be drawn between professional relationships and personal friendships in business? That line should be very thick. Although I feel like people they play it as a thin line because again, it's an individual thing. Um, can it work? Yes. Can it not work? Of course. So you want to make sure that first of all, both parties understand what's going on, right? Um, it can make things weird at work. It can stir up a lot of drama at work. I've had not relationships, but I've had situationships with people that I've worked with, like in the workplace, not in business. And even though we try to keep it on the low, people still, could find out because somebody can't keep, can't kind of hide it. I like to think that I was very good at keeping business separate from work, but people be peeping stuff and they pick up on vibes and they make their own assumptions. And so even though we tried to keep things on the low, it caused friction at the job because there were other females there that liked this guy. So it caused certain feelings. It caused people to have different attitudes. Um, no, you definitely can't hide the vibe. My sister tells me all the time, like my face, I can't hide nothing. So if I like you, you're gonna know it, and probably people around us stalking me will know it too. Um, and so it just gets messy because it causes unnecessary drama. It causes unnecessary friction on the job because there's other people that's involved other than just, the two parties that are involved with each other. So I think in all actuality, now years later, because I don't mix business with pleasure, years later, I will say that there needs to be a very thick line drawn. And a lot of times that means that just simply pay attention to what the rules are at your job because a lot of jobs prohibit that. So don't cross those lines. I got questions, but I know, oh, I got somebody that wants to join in. I wonder who it is. I feel like, what was it? Was it Mr. Roberts that would get somebody to come knocking on the door? They're like, I wonder who they.
Oh wow,
What up? What up? What up?
man! I don't know if you can hear me or not, man.
I
I
can hear
try,
you.
I was trying to log in. I had problems.
Oh, problems on your end? Been there,
Yeah,
done that. Plus, when emotions are involved in it, it will spill over. Okay, and I was looking at the comments. So, what? Y'all probably remember Reggie? He was here a couple weeks ago, and like I said, I opened up the panel tonight for anybody that want to jump in. So, if y'all want to jump in, let me know. I'll send you the link. So, what's your take? What brought you here tonight? You must was drawn in by the topic.
yeah. I'm home on this weekend, so I'm not on the road. So I said, let me go ahead and chime in about your topic and give my opinion or some things that I have seen on social media, things I have witnessed by being in the music industry. Even at some of the workplaces I've been at. I'm very involved with sports. I see it on sports level. I see it on all type of levels. If I'm responding right to what you are posting, I think that what I saw you post, and I might be taking it the wrong way, how people with power use it to get other people.
Oh, well, that's
This is
definitely that's an angle. That's something we can definitely discuss too, because I was just on the first question about, the line being drawn. Like, should there be a line between professional relationships and personal friendships in business? And a lot of times, like you said, people do use their positions to manipulate and use that power to try to take advantage of other people.
The
And
music is.
it's not just men doing it to women; it's women doing it to men as well.
I've seen it so much in the music industry. Um, yeah, it does happen in the music industry a lot, and not only in music, but like I say, in sports, everywhere, man. I think that some men use it to their advantage on the music side. You can be a songwriter, you can be a good singer, you can be a producer, musician, a manager,
One of
and
those.
a lot of women are attached to people in those areas. And I think
Mhm.
that sometimes men take advantage of it when they see it's an open opportunity. And that can go both ways. Um,
Right.
but I see it more with the men taking advantage of it than I do women. If you see women in a powerful place or a good female that's a good musician or a female that's a good songwriter, good singer, you don't see too many of those women having men approach them. I don't
Mm.
see it in the
Why you
music.
think? Why you think that is though? Like,
Um, most women probably are representing themselves differently. And I'm speaking from experience now. I know a lot of women who are, like I just mentioned, who are top musicians or top singers, but I don't see it in the open as much as I do with the men. They might be doing it, but it's not openly like the men do it.
right. And not to cut you off, but you said in your experience, remind or tell these people what your experience is. How long you been in this industry?
Since I was 15,
Oh wow. You want to tell us how old you are now, or just tell us how many years you've been in the game?
uh, more than 40 years.
Wow.
More than
So
40 years.
we ain't talking about somebody that's just joined the industry, y'all. He's been through it and he's seen it. So this his perspective really is valuable because
Let
he
me
he
let
knows
me
what
let me really be honest. When I used to be a club DJ, um, I used to DJ a lot of clubs in DC, Virginia, Maryland area, and I'm not a drinker,
he's talking about.
and I was single, and I took advantage of my position as a DJ. A lot of women want to, and did we talking about back in the days? I don't know how it is now in the clubs, but back in the days, a lot of women want to be behind a bar, hang out with the DJ, and I was one of those guys who I get the bar for free, but I don't drink. So
Right.
I would get the best looking woman in the club and give her all the drinks she want, and then after the show, it's the after party. So those
After the
those
party, don't tell Lappy.
yeah, I didn't want to continue with the song, but yeah, I was one of them. Not that I did it on purpose. It was just that the opportunity was already there. I'm DJing 5 different clubs a week. Sometimes I had the same women come to the clubs because they want to hang out and stuff like that. But and it happens. And again, I didn't take advantage of it. It was just that it was there at the time. It's not like I was
Right.
doing it every week or every day, not like that. But
Right.
it was there. But I know some women DJs, if they did it with the men, it's not out in the open.
Right.
So
Women, most women don't like to brag on, being able to, move the way that men do. But I've been in the club scene too because I bartended for a few years, and I've seen a lot of that too. And this doesn't only happen in per se like jobs or what you may consider corporate America. Stuff like this happens within organizations. Like he mentioned, even sports. That's not a job per se. It's about being in organizations, and a lot of people, and y'all know how I do now. I'm gonna keep it hot, but it's Somebody said, "Are you saying women move quieter?" Yeah. I
You,
mean, men like to brag on their bodies, and of course, women don't because we're judged differently. For one, a
I think
man,
that I think that and again, I'm speaking from experience.
right?
When I was with the women, I wasn't out telling my friends, yeah, I was with Tracy last week, or I was with Michelle last week, or I wasn't that type of person. But you get some guys that I know that DJs, they man, I was with Tracy last week, man. She easy, man. All they gotta do is get her some rum and coke. You know what I mean? So do they still drink rum and coke? I don't know.
Yeah, they do.
So
They do.
but that was a popular drink back then. Rum and coke, I don't even know the name of the drink. Sex on the
I,
beach.
yeah, I worked at an older club spot, so these were older people, but rum and coke was still a thing.
Yeah, and but again with the women, you don't see it.
Mm.
But I
I
believe
think,
it's happening though.
yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. So, do you think it's something that should happen? Like, how do you feel about mixing, people who crossing that line or, mixing business with pleasure? Do you think it's something that should be a no go all the way across the board, or do it depend on the situation?
I think it depends on the situation. It depends on the two individuals.
Mm.
Um, Man, I got some stories I can tell you back then and back now. But it's and sometimes women throw themselves just so they can get that popularity. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Um, I had I had a birthday party one time, right?
Hmm.
At this club I was DJing at, and one of the girls that I was kicking it with all throughout the week, we might hang out, go to the mall or something. Um, she came to my birthday party. So I had a birthday party at the club. I didn't have to DJ until like 11 o'clock that night. So we did a happy hour thing. The party started. My birthday party started at 7. I had another DJ. So she came late
Hmm.
and bought a cake. She got mad
Oh,
at me because somebody else brought a cake to my birthday party. And we wasn't even a couple, we was just hanging out. So she thought that she was that number one person because she used to be at the club, hang behind the bar, hang behind the DJ booth. So if that happened, whew, man, I mean, I've seen some stuff, man, but I don't know, man. I just think that sometimes it happens when it's not when you don't expect for it to happen.
that's what I was about to say too. I know a lot of times, like, realistically, a lot of people that work, that's where the term work wives and work husbands come from because when you're working with people, it may be somebody that you never even would have been attracted to if you met them on the street. But you get close to these people. And like you said, depending on the person, somebody could take somebody being friendly the wrong way.
Yep.
And they can start developing feelings for somebody because they're falling for that person because they're so, they work closely with them. So it's like, how do you set those boundaries to keep from causing that confusion?
I don't
Or that
know, man.
misinterpretation? Well, I
I don't.
know.
I don't. I bet you set the balance off top, but still, again, if I'm trying to say something so I won't get in trouble. If
We live.
I know, if I am traveling on the road a lot
Mhm.
and my assistant is a female and she's kind of with me too. We leave in LA, we leave from LA, go to Florida, and we go all these places. And we both are single. But we already said at the beginning, we already gonna keep it business. But the more we're on the road together, eventually
Something's bound to happen.
something bound to happen.
Right. Because y'all spending too much time together.
We
So
spend, we spend too much time
if
together.
that's the boundary, then why would you get a female assistant?
I can't get a male assistant to help me out. I get a male person to travel with me, but they can't be on the road all the time because my assistant handles my work. She's the major person who handles the bookings, the connections, when to be there, make everything set up when I'm there. It's hard to find a male to do some of that in my industry.
No, it ain't.
I haven't found it yet. And I've been doing it how many years?
It says all about communication. I mean, well, I don't know. Maybe could you might be overlooking the ones that are just as good at what you need to be done.
Nah, man. Nah.
You don't discriminate.
No. Do I discriminate?
Yeah, like
No. 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 I don't. I've had young men to work with me. I had black women. I had white assistants, and it always worked out right with females. I know a lot of actors. Their
mhm.
person who worked with them, the administrators, is always females.
Well, I know for me, I would if I was to hire an assistant and I know that I have a boundary that I don't want to cross, I would have to hire someone that is off limits. And I would have to be like I wouldn't I probably shouldn't hire a black male that's attractive
Why? Why couldn't
because
you though? Are you discriminating?
I'm not it's not discriminating. It's me setting boundaries. Okay. So if I hire somebody that I'm physically attracted to, because you're cute. Because let's keep it hot. People are first attracted physically. You can't be attracted to somebody's personality until let it go there. But if you're attracted to somebody physically, and we're gonna be working that close together, and I'm set on not mixing business with pleasure, I'm not going to hire what I would be attracted to. And if I'm in a relationship, it definitely don't make sense for me to hire the opposite sex. Now somebody's gonna be working under me all the time and we traveling and my husband can't go. It's just, it's certain things that I feel like you should not do depending on you. And I know me. So if I hire a handsome African American man, which that's what I want my husband to look like, and we start liking each other, would I have to fire you to date you or try to mix business with pleasure? And that don't work. Now, on the other end, what I do now as an independent insurance broker, I don't hire people. Like, I don't have anybody that's working for me. I'm partnered with people. Do I want to mix business with pleasure? No. I keep that line very clear because it can still I just don't see that there's not a long-term benefit for mixing business with pleasure. Now, if you're in business with your significant other, that's completely different. Okay. But I think 9 times out of 10, maybe 8 times out of 10, mixing business with pleasure don't ever end right. Because
I
what
think
happens when you break up?
I think it all depends on the field. I think it depends on the field you're in. Um,
Okay.
the music industry is different from an insurance what you do. The music industry, we are around more people than you are as an insurance person. Every Monday, every as a DJ, when I was DJing, I'm at 5 different clubs during the week, which holds about 300 or 400 people. So I
Mhm.
got more options than you do as a insurance broker.
Well, it depends on how you work. For me, that's true. But you have insurance people that are at events every day. And they're at big events. They may be around thousands of people a few times a week. I mean, you see what I'm saying? So I feel like at the end of the day, I would never date nobody in your industry. I I dated a musician one time and I proved myself right, but I was just trying to be open because I don't like to be closed minded. And I was proved right. Like, so I stay away
Why?
from that industry
So you're going back to discrimination again. Why would you date nobody in the music industry?
because I did it and it did not work.
But everybody's not like the person you did it with.
They're not, but you just said let's keep it hot now. I do understand in certain industries, unless a person is like just super disciplined, there's going to be a line crossed somewhere. And crossing the line is not physically having intercourse. Okay.
Right, right,
I
right.
don't want no female touching my man. Like, if my man is not strong enough or bold enough to tell that woman, no, you can't touch me. No, you don't need to be hugging on me. Like, my man need to put that boundary up too. Because it's not about what y'all will do or can do. It's also an image. So when I'm out, if I have a man, I'm representing him. If he's out and he's with me, he's representing me. You don't want to give people nothing to come back and, you know, think stuff. And y'all can call it insecure all you want to, but it is what it is because that's where that small stuff start. I don't want my man buying lunch for no female.
Man, come on.
No, no. Why you buy? Why you buy? Why would you have to buy another female lunch?
I don't see
That's
nothing
not
wrong
part of
with
your
that.
job description.
I don't see anything wrong with in the music industry.
Why?
I guess it depends on how strong that your significant other is.
What do you mean? Depending on how strong this. See, my problem is like I guess I dated a weak musician. I don't know, but men, and I ain't even just put it on men. People, I don't care what nobody say. People love attention. Whether they like it or not, when they get attention, when people notice them, when people compliment them, I don't care what nobody say, it makes you feel good. And you have some people that don't know how to stop it. Like if a man is in my inbox calling me beautiful and I'm sexy, all that stuff, I tell them thank you, but you know, I'm not gonna respond no more. You said what you felt, and that's it. I'm not gonna every day you telling me how I look. That don't do nothing for me. Because I'm confident in myself. Whether anybody ever tell me I look good, I'm confident enough to know that. I feel like people that feed off of other people's confirmation, they're insecure and they have low self-esteem. And so for me, if you want to be in that industry, you got to date you a woman that's cool with the interactions and how you're gonna be moving along with the opposite sex, or just be okay with what you're doing. And I'm just not that female. I'm not saying I'm right and they're wrong. I'm talking about me.
Okay,
I
that's
ain't buying
like.
no man lunch. If I got a man, what I look like buying another man some lunch?
But if you got a
That's
musician and he's on the road a lot and you can't go with him all the time everywhere he goes, do you think that would be a problem? Correct.
I do think that'll be a problem.
Okay, so that means it's. I think there's insecurity on your behalf because you
It's
gotta
not a
have.
problem for me. It's a problem for him. If
How's
it's
it
not
with,
big, if I'm dating a man, like if I'm dating a musician that's on the road all the time and he don't
mhm.
care that I ever go with him, that's not my problem. That means he good. He don't want me to be with him on the road.
Now, if you're on the road and he don't want you to go, that's where the problem comes in. At. If you
That's
say I
what I'm
want to
saying.
go, if he don't want you to go, that's where the problem comes in. At. So,
Right.
so if I'm on the road going to all these places,
Hmm.
if my significant other, or girlfriend, who I'm dating at that time, is able to go, I'm the type of guy I'm gonna take her with me everywhere I go. If she can't go, that's on her end. I still have to go because that's my job.
Right. Can't go is different. I'm sorry. Somebody, I don't know who this is in the comments, but he said, but he is not your man. If it's a side relationship, then keep it at that. Exactly. But we're talking about
That's right.
relationships.
He's right.
I'm talking about me being in a relationship. That's what this conversation is about.
If
Um,
you are if you are in a relationship with a musician and he
right.
goes on the road all the time and you want to go and he don't want you to go, those are red flags right
That's a
there.
problem.
It's a problem. It's a
That's
problem.
exactly. Which is
Okay.
why I'm not
But
dating nobody that does that.
and if he's a musician and you with him and you go places and women coming up hugging him, want to take pictures and stuff, and you got a problem with that, you're the problem.
I don't have a problem with people taking pictures. I understand certain things come along with it. But at the end of the day, if it's something I don't want to deal with, then I'm not going to put myself in that situation.
Okay.
I
Maybe
understand hugs and pictures. I get that. I'm not, but
compliments of woman say, "Ooh, you look good in that suit," or you
first of
smell.
all, a woman got to be very bold to tell my man in front of me that he look good in that
But
suit.
that's because you're not in the industry. Let me tell you something.
What does
You
the
got you,
industry got to do with respect? We're
it has a
talking about
lot.
basic
It
respect
has a
right
lot. It has a lot to do with it. It's not that they disrespect them. I've been on red carpets. I've been in so many different award shows, a lot of places, and I've seen women compliment what a man wear on the red carpet, and I've seen the vice versa. A man compliment what that woman wearing. Oh, you look good, or you look good, or you nice outfit. That's not an issue in the music industry. You're not in the music industry, so it might bother you. So your guy who's in the music industry, he needs to
Mhm.
educate you and let you know. Prime example.
He don't
I
have to
guess
educate me on nothing. I know what I'm willing to deal with, which is why I'm not dating in that industry because I'm not going to compromise what I want in a relationship. Somebody agree with you, Reggie. I agree too. But the point is here. We all can make decisions on what we're willing to deal with. Okay.
but you make that decision before you get serious.
That's why I just said I would never date another musician, bruh.
But you ain't know this from the beginning when you first before you got with the
How was I
musician.
supposed to know him if I wasn't around him and dating him? I knew he was a musician, but I didn't get to know the other side until I was dating him.
Okay.
Which is why we broke up because I won't gonna deal with that. And I was told that I'm not ready for this lifestyle. And I ain't gonna get into a lot of specifics because I don't.
Okay. All right. But all right. So that's fast forward to me being married for 23 years. When I met my wife, I was already in the music industry, right? She wasn't in the club, she wasn't hanging out, but when I met her, she was already in the music industry. She
Mhm,
understood what came with the music industry because I explained it to her. You
mhm.
hear me?
I hear you,
So she
but she already
understood.
knew.
Right. She already knew. And 23 years later, I took a whole lot of pictures. I've been with her, and people say you look good, and it don't bother her at
It
all.
don't. It don't. I'm sorry. I just realized who Facebook user is. Mirtha, I don't know why you showing me this Facebook user, but I thought, but it's Mirtha. Okay. Um, my thing is, let me tell you this. Now, the musician that I dated, I seen him plenty of pictures with plenty of females. I've been around a lot of these females. Before I met this one woman, he was in a picture with. I saw the picture and I asked him. I immediately knew that they had been together.
How? From a picture?
Because I'm a female and I my there's a thing that's real called woman's intuition, okay?
I ain't
I
never heard that.
When I asked him, I didn't even ask him. I said, "Well, how many times have y'all been together?" And cuz he couldn't even I'm gonna ask the question to know what's what. And he was like, how you know? And I showed him the exact picture. I said, "Cuz I could see that. I
Be
could see the
together, but be together where? In public or one on one at a restaurant or at the beach holding
It was
hands?
a picture in public, but what I'm saying is I looked at the picture, I could see the chemistry. Y'all slept together. And I was right. I was right. And he
All
could
right.
not deny it.
All right.
And so after that, you want me like, okay, you want me to meet this person, you want me to be around this person. I ain't ready for that because you might be over her. I don't know what she feeling. And the thing is, when you're dealing with people, you have to realize you have your perspective and that person have their perspective. You have your emotions, they have their emotions. We cannot control how somebody else take our actions. So it may be okay, it may be innocent that I pay for Johnny lunch because he left his card at home and his wife couldn't send him money in time. That probably was innocent on my end. But me paying for his lunch, that could have let that man know or have him thinking that I like him. And what his wife gonna think about me, like I think about that stuff. I don't know. A lot of people don't think that far, but I think about all of that. My actions affect more than just me. And so I'm an overthinker, but I think that works to my advantage in a lot of stuff because it helps me to not put myself in certain situations.
Okay. Well, that's how you feel. Everybody has different ways how they feel about certain things.
Exactly.
I just know me in my situation, again being married for 22 years, my wife don't have no problem of the problems that you have.
Right. And that's wonderful. That's why y'all are together. I mean, like we in a world where everybody's wants, desires, fetishes, boundaries, you can find somebody for you. I mean, I'm not like again, I'm not judging anybody that don't think the way I think. It's just that I know me. I know what I want in a relationship. I don't want to ever look at a picture with my man with another female or see interaction with my man and another female and that woman make my man face light up like I do when I compliment him. And that's what I witnessed with the musician that I dated.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And that was my one experience. So I'm not saying all musicians are like that. It's just that I did not want to date somebody in the industry because I know it's hard to deal with that temptation. I mean, y'all, when y'all are in this industry, women flock to y'all. I mean, realistically, how many times are you going to say no until that right one come along at the right time and you have a moment of
Man,
weakness?
it ain't never the right one when you secure with the one you with.
That's a lie. It takes more than being secure. It takes more than love. At the end of the day, it takes discipline. And most
But
men are not disciplined when it comes to it.
I guess it's different just this way because you wasn't married.
You know, and I would definitely never get married to anybody in the industry because again, I've tried it and I have my perception of it. There's
So
plenty there's plenty
we
of men that's not in the industry that I can date.
we are all off the topic, but I'm gonna ask you a question. What is your type of man? A truck driver, a Walmart, a business owner, a guy college suit, police officer, attorney? How you gonna know what you? Either way, if he is a man in leadership or on top of something, he gonna have the same issues as same musician.
You said yourself that the industry is different. It's
So,
different.
so still, we got if you got a truck driver that's on the road a lot, you can't go on the road with him while he's driving working
Right. And I
because you
dated
got
a
your
truck
own
driver.
business. So
Right.
if you got a basketball player, you can't be on the road with him
I'm
because
not
he got
dating a
basketball
basketball
games.
player.
But God daggone, if you need to be single, don't date nobody then.
Well, I'm single.
You ain't gonna
I
never
am
find the right
single.
one. You're gonna be picky.
You have to be picky. I mean, everybody has to
What
be
you gonna do?
picky.
You're gonna keep testing the waters until the right one comes, and then you're gonna
I
have it
mean,
for 3 6 months. Then you're gonna say, "Oh, he's not the one." You have another for
well,
3 6 months. So maybe you need to date somebody that's doing insurance. What you doing?
that's an option too. But I don't want to date somebody that I'm partnered with.
Oh
So
no! Well, he ought to be partnering with you. If you sell life insurance for State Farm, whoever you sell it for, and I work with New York Life, I'm in daggone Charlotte, and you're in Greenville. How's that gonna work?
first of all, I don't want to do a long distance relationship. And long distance to me is
Oh,
anything over 2 hours. I do not want to date anybody in the music industry. I don't want to date a comedian. I don't want to date a musician. I don't want to date a cop. I
so
don't want to date
what do you know what you want to date?
not I mean, I don't have the I do know what I want to date.
What you want to date? What type of field he got to be in?
I don't care what field he in. I just know what field he can't be in.
I got a friend for you. He picked cotton. You want to? He picked cotton.
Where
Um,
are you picking cotton?
he picked cotton in your city. He worked not pick cotton, but he working with those tractor things, right? With those tractor things, and I don't know the
Okay, so
cotton
he's a
tobacco.
farmer.
Huh? Farmer, yeah, he a
Okay,
farmer. Yeah. You
okay.
want me to connect you?
That's fine. Yeah, all he do is pick cotton and deal with the fields.
So you want to go with? Would you want to go with him pick some cotton?
I mean, if I date him, no man, I got to do what he do. I'll put him on to what I do. If he wants something,
What if we take some pictures with other females on the cotton field?
why would he be taking pictures with other females on the cotton field? That's gonna be a
They,
problem.
no, they could be working together.
Why they gotta take pictures for?
Why not?
I mean, you got to give me an example. They
We
posted
are in a world where people take a lot of selfies.
selfies is by yourself.
Or take pictures with the people they work with. It happens all
I
the
mean,
time.
if okay, if my man is working, so a plant worker is home every night. Thank you. So my thing is, okay, if he's at work and he take a selfie picture with his coworker, you got to give me an example. What caption are they going to put underneath the picture when they post it?
They posted pictures behind the tractor.
And with no caption?
Or a caption might be, I'm hanging out with my work buddy, Michelle.
First of all, y'all not hanging out. You're at work.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm
Okay, well,
sorry.
I'm at work with my buddy Michelle, and they got a tractor in the background.
There's a right to Shalal. Like, I don't, I'm not judgmental. If he got to, I mean, I don't need, now let me clarify this. Now, I don't need a man for his money. Okay. That's
Now, we
one
ain't
thing
talking about the money thing. That had nothing to do with it.
right. But I'm just saying, they got to have something going on, and they can't be disrespecting me. I mean, if I post a picture with a guy, it's gonna have a caption so that it's clear that I'm working with that person. Like if I go to an event, I mean, because I do work from home, but I go to events with other people in the industry. I'm gonna take pictures with them, whether I'm in a relationship or not. So I get that, but that is I'm posting that okay, hey, me and such a we're at an event. If I work with you every day, why the heck we posting? Why we gotta post a picture? I just need to know the why. If your why makes sense, that's fine. But if I'm not doing it, you don't need to be doing it.
I agree in that part. If you work with somebody, they're your assistant, you don't need to post pictures all the time. Y'all at places.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
agree with
saying.
that. I never took a lot of pictures with my assistant that I work with. We might take one or two, but not a bunch of them. We both were
Right,
taking pictures with other people. We don't take that
right. Or if you
one-on-one
take a
stuff.
picture with your work crew, like okay, we at work chilling or whatever, like, but don't take no pictures eating lunch with that woman because what y'all doing? No, that see these are the boundaries. These are the boundaries.
Let me
When you
tell you.
start
Let
doing
me let me let me. How can I put this? I'm trying to say something where it won't affect you and I.
it ain't gonna affect me and you. That's one thing about me.
No,
That's
no,
why.
no, 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 no. I'm saying because of what you're saying. So, all right. So when I'm in your city, right?
Mhm.
I tell, and if my wife was with me, I'm going out to what's that? To the club.
We was at Yo, we
What's that
was at
name spot?
Coco's. We saw each
Name
other at
spot?
Coco's one night. Yeah.
I let her know. We take pictures together. I post a picture on social media. Me and you got two together. My wife ain't got a problem with that. But it was vice versa. You would,
No, I wouldn't because first of all, if you was going out to the club, I'd probably be with you.
man.
Yeah, you're not get around this one. But I get it. But we don't see each other all the time. We're in completely different cities. So if my man was out working in another city, first of all, why you shouldn't be going to the club? Like, but if he can, but if you go, why you and he take a picture with an old friend that he run into, I'm not nitpicky. Okay, I
That's
don't
just
know.
like you would be the type of person if you was my wife. Why you going to Coco's taking a picture of her? Who is her? What's she doing
No,
with you?
for one, me and my man would have this understanding before going into a relationship because these are the conversations that I have on the first few conversations. Or might not even have these conversations. I might just go through your social media and see how you move. Like I told a guy today, he inboxing me since September. Hey, you're gorgeous. Why you ain't responding to me? So my response was thank you. If I'm not responding to you, I'm not interested. So then he sends these pictures, and I said, well, based on your pictures, we're not compatible. I'm only looking for business partners, clients, or a future husband, and you don't fit that criteria. And he
Man,
said, well, I own properties and all this stuff. I said, okay, well, maybe you could be a partner, but I'm not
man,
interested in you. But
man.
let me tell you why. He sends me these pictures. The pictures was him with a stack of money, bottles of liquor on the table, and a blunt in his mouth. We are not compatible, sir. Because what that says to me is that money came from money in a trap, and I don't date trap drug dealers.
All right, all right. So,
That's I'm almost. I know I'm younger than you, but I know some things and I know red flags. And if I see it, I leave it alone because I done tried to test the waters and I wasted time. Most of I've been in a few relationships. My relationships lasted for years, and I'm not married, so I know what I'm looking for. I know what I'm not looking for, and
I,
all this mixing up and crossing boundaries is where the confusion comes in.
all right. So, getting back to your topic, should
Still
people?
on topic.
I know. Get more deep into it instead of on the personal. Should
Okay.
people mix business with pleasure? No, they shouldn't, but it does happen. It happened a lot in the music industry because I know I've been around. I don't know about your field, but music,
It definitely
sports,
happens in my field.
entertainment, I know it happens. It happens people in the workplace. I see it all the time. When I was working at Amazon, um, I seen managers hook up with other managers and they hang out together. And as a group, they do bowling and stuff. I seen it. I've been around it.
Right.
So it happens not only in music, not only in your field. It happens. Is it
It
right?
happens, period.
Is it right? No. But does it happen? Yes.
Yeah, because people are human and it's in us to test the waters. Like, you know, and we like what we like and we always feel like things can work until it don't. And another, well, not industry, but as I was saying, like organizations where lines can be crossed, where it happens all the time and it's not always talked about, but it's church.
Now, I don't know about the church.
You don't know about the church. You don't think people cross the lines in church?
I don't. I haven't experienced it on my. I haven't
No, I
witnessed
mean,
it.
I
I
haven't.
haven't. I haven't. They probably do, but I haven't seen it or heard anything about it in the church.
So you've never seen an article, a news story about
Uh. Uh. I like. I'll speak. I rather.
your
On
one. Okay,
on my personal level, on my personal life, and I'm in the gospel music industry. I haven't seen it in the church.
no, I'm saying in general. I mean, just in
Uh.
public, social media,
I haven't seen it.
pastors cheating on their wives.
I mean, I see that pastor
That's
cheat
what
on.
I'm talking. That's what
Oh,
I'm saying. We're taking it off of personal. We're talking in general.
but they're not business partners though, right?
But what I'm saying is crossing the lines, professional period, or any type like church is another organization. It might not be. It is a business. It's a nonprofit
Okay,
organization.
so
It's a business.
if that happens, maybe it's because that male is in leadership and saying something certain things to that female, or sometimes that female might want to try to get close to that. Is the pastor married or whoever? Is the person married or not?
It don't matter if the pastor is married. Well, that's another question. If the pastor is single, should he be sleeping with the members?
If I was a
That's
pastor,
just the Bible.
if I was a pastor,
I don't know. I'm scared for you to answer that. Yeah, if you was the pastor and you was single, would
if
you
I
sleep
was a
with
pastor and I was single, and I have already in the future or in my past have been intimate with other women, I don't think I can wait until I get married to be intimate again with somebody else. I can't do it.
That's just being honest. I respect your
I can't do it because I got too many women that's in my church that might be the one who is wifey material. And then you got to think again: is that woman gonna wait? Now, if I meet that woman and she says she want to wait a year, and I'm dating her, and I think I can wait a year for that woman if I know that's gonna be the right one. But if I'm
right.
just testing the water and they're just coming around and nah, man, nah,
You got to go test a few lakes first, right?
yeah, man, I gotta test a few lakes.
So let me ask you this. So do you think that at the end of the day, like just comparison, if you had to pick one, do you think mixing business with pleasure is more of a liability, or do you think it is more of a benefit
It's
in general?
liability. If it's, I think it gotta be a liability, man, because you can lose everything.
Right.
Uh, but again, are we talking about people who married or are they just not married?
I mean, we talk about in general just crossing the lines because whether you single or not, I mean,
That
that's a
makes a
whole different.
difference. That makes a difference.
If two people are single, crossing those lines can still to me be a liability. Before you got on, I was sharing a story. I used to date. I dated a manager when I was working at a clock in job. I dated my manager. He wasn't supposed to date because he was my manager. The job prohibited it. We didn't get caught or anything like that. But at the end of the day, if we did, he could have lost his job, and so could I. So in that sense, we both were single. He won't married. I was dating him. I was his girlfriend. But if we was to get caught, we both would have lost our jobs. So that's what I'm saying. In that sense, are you, I'm
I
not talking about
think
if you're married and y'all go
I know.
together.
In that situation, I think neither one. If I was that supervisor, I wouldn't have done it.
Well, he ain't had no choice because my game's strong.
I don't care. Still, I mean, his game must be weak because there's no way I'm supervisor making 60 or 70,000 a year, and I'm messing with some associate who only making 15, 20, or 30,000 a year, and I can
What?
lose
So
money
what? The money has something to do. Why the money got something to do with it?
because it's my career. You know how to do the money is my career basically. I can't lose my career job as a manager for a regular salesperson. I wouldn't do it.
I don't like how you downplaying me as some regular. No,
I'm just saying though. I ain't saying you in general. I just couldn't do it.
I'm just messing.
If I'm a supervisor or manager of a furniture store, and my sales team, my girl look like Beyonce, I'm not gonna take my chance and try to mess with the salesperson because I can lose my position.
Right. So then, like you said, mixing business with pleasure
Uh,
overall is a liability versus a benefit, which is why they
Now,
have these guidelines in most employee handbooks.
but a guy like me would have done. I would say, "Hey, Beyonce, you got any friends I can meet?"
Mm. I think that's just as messy.
No, it's not because I'm not dealing with nobody at the workplace. She's turning me on with somebody else.
Right. But you don't want to deal with your work people friends either. I think some stuff is just messy versus may not be like unethical or, wrong, but I just think some things are just messy because that person don't work there. And again, you got people that get in their feelings. And let's say what happens when you want to cut that off and that person start coming up to your job, harassing you and stuff like that or calling to the job. I don't know. Things just get messy.
Oh no, well,
But we did discuss a lot of some of these questions, but I did want to go back to putting up those boundaries. Like, have you? I know you've been in the industry for like 15 years, but have you ever worked a job like clock in job, salary job, something?
yeah, I used to work at I did like part time work. I worked at yeah, I have.
Okay. So again, talking about those boundaries, like how do you? I feel like some jobs set people up because they're trying to create a culture or
Hey, let
whatever.
me tell you. Let me tell you something. When I was 18, 19 years old, I was DJing at the clubs back then, but I was working part time at Walmart, right? I was a department manager, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Walmart big. I was messing with another woman in another department of Walmart, right? That's my baby mama.
Oh wow.
But she's in another department.
Right, right.
So back then, we talking about 1990 something. Back then, you just couldn't work with, you couldn't have a relationship with people in your department, not the whole store.
Okay. So you didn't cross no lines
No, I
because
didn't
y'all
cross
didn't
the
work
line.
together.
No,
Right,
I wasn't her supervisor or I wasn't her boss.
right, right. And see, I think that, when jobs are trying to, honestly, like if I was to open up any type of company and hire people, it's like you want people to get to know each other personally, but at the same time, that also opens up the doors for people to start crossing those lines. Like I think if people work at a job, y'all should just go to work and go home. Like having outings and, okay, we're going to go hang out here after work, it opens
You
up
think
the opportunity for people to cross.
no, man, no,
Yes, it
no.
do.
People do it all the time.
Just because people do it all the time don't mean that it's the best thing to do, sir.
Man, I see a whole lot of time guys like women get together and go bowling together. I did it with my business one time. I took like 15 people. We go to Dave and Buster's and we bowl and everybody just have a great time. I took my
But do
employees
you
out.
think? And I mean, those are great things to do. But do you think that those situations put people more in a position of crossing professional lines?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Uh,
Well, I think so. But we definitely agree to disagree because at that point we're not at work, and so now we are getting to know each other on a more personal level. Depending on where y'all going, there's probably gonna be some drinks involved. You It opens up the door for people to get to know. too much personal business. And so it's like at the end of the day, and it sounds real strict or whatever, but I think if people would just go to work and go home and not have all the extra.
Man, don't nobody do that stuff, man. Only you do that.
I don't. I mingle with everybody because I don't work for nobody.
All right, but still, man. I mean, man, what you drinking?
I'm drinking some tea.
Oh, but look. So I'm
Oh,
just
y'all
saying.
ain't
So,
see the cup. I gotta see the mug.
all right, okay.
We
But
got
I'm
the
just
round
saying though,
table.
man. I don't think nothing wrong with people having a little get together every blue moon. You know, you got jobs like Christmas parties, um, um, little get-togethers. You know, it's appreciated when people just hang out.
Yeah. I don't know. Again,
And
it's like I
sometimes
feel
couples
like,
go together. Sometimes people be couples. They go. They bring their spouse with them. You know, they just do that, man.
but then it's like, what happens when, okay, you at the Christmas party and the other person's significant other can't come? Like, I just feel like these situations is what set people
I'm
up
not.
to go against the guidelines.
I'm not going to no party if I'm invited. I can't bring my significant other with me.
No, I'm not saying they can't go because they're restricted from coming. Let's just say for whatever reason they just couldn't come. And so now you're at a Christmas party and you have a wife or a husband and you see everybody else with their couple and there's a few single people there. You're gonna mingle with the singles because you're probably feeling some type of way because your person couldn't come with you. I just feel like those are situations that are it creates the opportunity for people to
I'm making it with
cross the
everybody.
line. I mean, I am too because I'm single.
Even if I'm not single, I'm still making it with everybody. The married couple, the single couple. But I wouldn't go without mine.
What's a single couple?
Oh, oh. But I wouldn't. Shut up. I wouldn't go with. I wouldn't go to a Christmas party without my wife.
But
Or
you go a lot of places without with. I mean, like with business, you travel a lot without your wife.
yeah,
So what's
that's
the difference with
because
the
she
party?
either don't believe I have asked her. That's because she don't want to go.
No, I know that. I know you don't tell her she can't go. But
Nah,
what I'm saying is, what's so why wouldn't like so you wouldn't go to a Christmas party if she couldn't
nah,
go or didn't want to go?
nah.
So what's
I
the
wouldn't.
difference,
I don't go to Christmas parties. I don't be around people who drink, and you know that.
right?
So I feel left out anyway. Everybody drinking and doing the Cuban shuffle on the step floor, having a fun time. I look like a wallflower because I don't drink. I wouldn't want
Well,
to be. You see how we
a
went?
lot
We
of
huh?
a lot of people be out that don't drink.
I'm just saying, if I'm around people who drink and they're having a good time, I'm a little stupid.
I mean, I've been out because I've been on a
That's
lot of.
you, man. I'm talking about me. All right, so we were with the Cocos, right? I
I
ain't
wasn't
drink.
drinking. I didn't drink
Right,
that night either,
right.
but I
I
still
ain't.
had a good time.
We had fun because we were joking, talking about everybody else.
We weren't talking about nobody. I was dancing. I like being around people. And I'm gonna have fun whether
But
their
we are,
drink
two,
involved or
but
not.
we are two different people. So
We are. We are.
I don't. When I go to, well, I don't go to clubs no more. But when I did go, I don't be around. Oh well, I don't not the people that drink. Right.
Hmm.
I'm just not that type of person.
Right.
I don't be around people who smoke weed. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? If that's what they do, that's what they do. I know how to stay away from it. And I know
And that's how I feel
if I got
about my
family
dating
members, if I got family members, they can invite me to go to a club or to a quote unquote get together. I know they smoke weed. 9 times out of 10, I won't go.
right.
Not because I got something against them. It's just that I don't feel like I need to be around that atmosphere.
And that's the same way I feel about my dating, like me not wanting to date certain people in different industries. So we have that in common.
But yeah, so I mean, 2 weeks is on, man.
At the end of the day, that's what it is. But I do feel like at the end of the day, it's a dangerous line to cross, mixing business with pleasure. But I also do know that it depends on the person. I am good with separating feelings from work. So for me, I'm fine with it. I could date you and show up to work the next day after we broke up, and I'm gonna deal with you based on how I deal with you at work. But you're gonna take it differently because you know what we went through, but nobody else got to know. So
And then you be that supervisor, y'all break up. He might try to do something to fire you, get you fired.
And if he do, then that's what I'm going to file. That's when I'm going to tell everybody that we were dating. And so if I get fired, we both get fired.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, man.
But yeah. So I guess at the end of the day, we both agree that it could be risky dating. So mixing business with pleasure, but people are going to do it, and it's something that is outside of our control. I just suggest that you definitely think about it and know what you're risking, and just make your decision based off of however you worked it out in your head, because that's how
What
people
are,
move.
what are, what are you risking though?
You could be risking a lot if you were. I mean, like in my case, like you said, if you was the manager, you wouldn't have dated me because your job was at risk if somebody was to find out.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got yeah.
Like even partnerships, like if you're my business partner, don't work for me, I don't work for you, but we have business together. When we separate, that could be messy.
It depends on the job. Again, it depends on the job too. If you are a bartender, right, and
Hmm.
you mess with the club owner, there's no way. Let's say y'all have a relationship and all of a sudden y'all break up. He fired you, and he's the owner of that club. You can't get him fired.
No, you can't.
You can't get him to lose that club, but he can fire you and replace
Right,
you with another bartender.
right. So that's again, it's a liability and it's a risk.
Yeah, it depends on the job, man. So
Yeah. I mean, but even in the corporate world, like depending on people with power, again, it don't have to be the club scene. It could be anything. If you're dealing with somebody higher than you, they can find a reason to fire you and be
yeah,
justified in it. Because I'm sure while y'all was dating, they probably looked out for you being late. You know
yep.
what I'm saying? Like they know something that can get you fired. So I just say at the end of the day, just be responsible, make decisions that work for you, because at the end of the day, we're all grown, and be willing to deal with the consequences that come along with your decisions. And I've always been that person, so I'll take risks, but I do know my lane now, and I don't want to date nobody in the music industry. I don't want to date a musician, and I don't want to date a cop, and I don't want to date a comedian. I make me spit out my tea. But if you got somebody, if y'all know somebody that y'all think
Oh my
would
God.
love to meet me, I'm open, because I am open to dating right now. But he has to be a Christian. He has to love God, because God is first in my life.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, what?
You need to stop that. Man.
It just no, but seriously, everybody do what y'all.
Maybe we find somebody in church or something. Go to the singers. Y'all got a single ministry at your church?
No,
Maybe we start a single ministry
everybody's
at your
related at
church.
my church.
Huh?
Everybody's related at my church. I'm like the only one at my church that's not related to anybody.
But that don't mean everybody is involved just because they related. You might
But you
y'all
can't
need
have
that.
a singles ministry with a church full of family. They can't date each other.
Okay, but there might be somebody in that church that's single, and you might can date somebody in your church.
I'm like the only one that's not related to
How
people.
do you know? They got new visitors might be coming one Sunday. You never
If
know.
they're a visitor, they're not part of the singles ministry.
Well, y'all need to get a single ministry, and when you have single ministry, don't always have to be people that go to your church.
Oh, okay. I didn't
The
know
single
that.
ministry is just taking place at your church. It don't have to be people in your church. It's
But
open
they
for everybody who's just single.
no, it's not a street single ministry. It's
No, I'm just saying. I mean, they in the church, but I'm saying like
they
they
don't
don't
have to
have to
be
be a
at
part
our
of your church. It can be a part of
okay.
your church organization.
I don't know. I mean, I've been in church all my life, and a few years ago, I won't no good. So I don't necessarily want a. I mean, when I say somebody's saved, I don't know. It's people in church that I wouldn't want to
Man,
date.
that's a whole different topic, man. All I'm saying
That's a
is
whole other one.
that's a whole different topic. All I'm saying is that you need to be in some type of single ministry, and maybe you can find someone who is what you're looking for, because the world might not be in it. What you're looking for, dating apps might not be what you're looking for. Because nine times out of
Yeah.
ten, Most people on dating apps, you say you don't want nobody that's from out of town, so you want somebody that's close by. You might need to get some type of single ministry.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm open to that. I am, and yeah, I am.
Don't
But
go
at the end
on,
of
don't
the
go
day,
on Tinder. Don't go on these sites. Just
no,
go
no.
because you can't. You might be talking to a fake person, might get catfish. So you do better going to a single ministry or something. Yeah,
Have you
I'm
ever
on
been catfish?
who?
You.
Man, I'm in the industry. Why I need to be catfish for?
No, I'm saying, has anybody ever cat? Well, you've been married too long. Okay, but anyway,
Nah,
um,
nah, man, they can't catfish me, man. I know. Nah, I never.
but yeah, but
Nah.
no, it's not my job to find him. He has to find me. So I'm fine.
If I talk to
Lord,
people, I'm gonna make sure I see them. Ain't no FaceTime. Nah, man, I ain't doing no FaceTime. No, don't be sending no pictures, no AI pictures, making me think you go. That stuff ain't
yeah.
gonna work. Send me
Oh my
AI
God.
pictures. But nah, but yeah, you need to go to a single ministry. I think that's gonna be your that'd be
What
good for
church? If y'all know a church that has a single ministry, because mine don't, let me know, and I'll
you.
see if they'll let me join.
You ain't gotta join. I mean, start
I
one at your
mean, I
church.
ain't join the single ministry. I'm not saying join the
Oh,
church, but I'm saying like
start.
they have a single ministry.
You got a whole bunch of churches in your neighborhood, in your city, or your
I
city. I'm
don't
quite
see
sure.
nobody posting about no singles ministry.
Okay, then, but I'm quite sure it's out there somewhere.
It is, but it ain't my job to go find my man. My man has to find me. That's what
Man,
the Bible say, but that's another topic.
oh Lord, there you go.
That's another topic, and it's already after 7.
Okay,
But
all right.
yeah, you got anything else you want to say about relationships and professionalism?
Go to a single ministry for you, and when you find the right one, try to keep it. But you need oh, somebody said you need to come to Delaware.
I need to come to Delaware. Oh shoot! Don't tell me that.
That ain't gonna work. I'm tell you why.
Why this not gonna work?
I'm
Oh,
tell you why. I'm tell you why. Let me be the psychiatrist and tell you why it's not gonna work. Even if he is the right one and you are the right one, right? Let's see, he got his own place. He doing good in Delaware. You got your own place. You doing good in North Carolina. One of y'all got to move.
that's what she said. I need to come to Delaware.
So you go to Delaware. Well, go to Delaware, man. You know
Well, I
Delaware.
bet
Well, you know
what?
Delaware. You like the cornfield across the street from your house. You ain't going to no Delaware to no high-rise buildings. You
I'm
know
sure that
Delaware.
Delaware has some rural areas. It's not all city up there.
No, yeah,
I,
man. Look, you are two countries. I'm quite sure whoever that is don't want to go. I don't know. He might go down the country. He might change his life. I mean, if they
definitely gonna
successful,
change his life.
if they are successful where they're at, it's gonna be hard to get with someone unless y'all got both agreement. He gonna move there, or you move to him, or y'all both move to a neutral place.
I mean, I can move anywhere. My business, I'm licensed in 14 states. I don't have
You
to.
are not, man. I know you too good. You ain't moving.
I will. I mean, my thing is, I'm just not one of those people that's like, oh my God, I got to get out of North Carolina. I'm fine here. But if I'm led to go somewhere else, if I have a reason to go somewhere else, I can. What I'm saying is, I'm not tied to anything that's keeping me bound here. I don't work for nobody. I can work from any state in the United States.
It don't have nothing to do with the work.
It does. You just said if they're successful there and I'm
But
successful here, I'm just saying it's easy for me to relocate because my business is
go
global.
to Delaware and visit the guy.
I mean,
I
I do
mean,
that.
go visit, hang out for 2 or 3 days, and
I'm like,
you
Tish,
gonna
hold on.
huh?
Tishula, you sound like you might have somebody for me up there. You're going to introduce me to somebody. I might have to come up there and visit.
Oh, I thought it was him. He was talking about you go visit him.
She no, my sis posted I need to come to Delaware, so I'm like, if she
Oh,
got somebody for me,
that's a female.
yeah,
Okay,
Tishula.
okay.
If she if she got somebody for me, I'll come up there and see what he about.
Oh my God, man! You mean to tell me you're gonna go 8 hours away just to see somebody? You got somebody 15 minutes down the road from you?
I mean, if he 15 minutes down the road from me, then I don't know. Anyway, she said we definitely have cornfields.
Oh, oh.
But yeah, y'all just be careful mixing business with pleasure because, like I said, whatever business or job that y'all have going on is not worth losing over some type of situationship. Okay. And that's just my 2 cents. I'm not going to lose my business over any man, period. So
I'm not losing my business over any woman. Period.
Period. And on that note, I will see y'all next Friday, same time, same place. I appreciate y'all for
Oh, what you
watching.
got? What you got next Friday?
Next Friday, I have a realtor. She's gonna come on and she's gonna talk about the do's and don'ts when buying a house.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, y'all come back next week. I have a realtor that's gonna be on. She is in North Carolina. I don't know if she does it anywhere else, but y'all have to tune in to find out. But she's a
She's,
beast in this area,
she's
and
single
I don't know. I find out when she get it. You ain't single. Why you asking?
because she might give you some ideas of what y'all can do together. Y'all
I
go double dating.
I don't do double. I mean, I do double dates.
All right,
We'll
man, we
see.
gotta go. All right. I'm out. I'm out of here.
Thanks for hopping on, Reggie.
All right.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all share the live. I don't know if y'all peep, but I have my RoundTable mug. Yes, my lights are too bright, and I have t-shirts on the way as well. So, stay tuned. Subscribe, share the live. Continue to tune in because as soon as I hit my 200 subscribers, then I will be doing another cash giveaway. Up until I hit my first 1,000, and then the giveaways will be bigger. Okay. So y'all have a great and safe weekend, and thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all next week.